there, cats and kittens, Marlboro Man from Wham Radio and new Wham TV, because we have a mutiny, people, coming right at you from beautiful downtown Deutschland, Illinois. And today we are coming at you with our wonderful host, with our wonderful guest, writer Alan Hines, author of over 70 books. See, it always helps when I have the thing in my hand. But anyway, before we get started with Alan here, I do want to mention a couple of things. Today's episode of Marlboro Man's Minutes to Midnight is proudly brought to you by Heidi's Fortune Pub on the Berwyn Mag Mile, Cermak Road, and Oak Park Avenue. We are also brought to you by today Berwyn Tobacco and Vapes, located right across the street from the Berwyn Public Library. Berwyn Tobacco and Vapes has the best deals in town, and every knowledgeable staff member can help you with any of your needs. Plus, we are also planning some book signings at the Berwyn Public Library, which is right across the street, and those book signings will be with our guest today, writer of over 70 books, Mr. Alan Hines.
First and foremost, I want to thank God for everything. I want to thank everybody for viewing this video. I want to thank everybody that helps me as far as being an author and in general in life. As you just mentioned, my name is Alan Hines. I'm the author of over 70 books. I wrote one book, one vampire book, one self-help nonfiction book, 4 urban novels, 7 books of erotica romance, and over 50 books of poetry. This Saturday on the 17th, I'm having a book signing at the book market. The book market is, we would be free admission, free food, free beverages. The book market is located on 2365 Plainfield Road, Crest Hill, Illinois, 60403.
So that's Plainfield Road in Crestville, Illinois, and it's called the Book Market. And Alan Hines will be there. Is it the 17th?
Yes, February 17th.
February 17th.
Which is a Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the first book we'd like to talk about tonight, I think, is the self-help book, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, may I see that, please? Well, all right. It is called In My Eyes to See. In My Eyes to See. This is a self-help book, and I have personally used this book myself in order to, help coach life a little bit better. It just gives you better ideas, get some advice in here that's really wonderful. Not only that, we have a staff member who read this book from cover to cover, couldn't put it down because I think I mentioned before, that's how his writing is. You just can't put it down. Anyway, the gentleman was actually not doing. He was headed for. No, he wasn't going to get fired, but let's just say he was headed for a serious talking to. And but then all of a sudden he read this book, and now all of a sudden he's participating. It's as if he used to think of himself as just an individual stuck in a situation, but after reading this wonderful self-help book, In My Eyes to See, he suddenly felt like he was part of the team, and he was actually participating in all these team activities, and giving ideas and all kinds of wonderful things. Really amazing stuff, and I saw him earlier today, and it was just as if like it was normal, like everything was like it's almost like he was always like that or something. But it's because of this book that Mr. Alan Hines, in his infinite wisdom, put together all of this wonderful advice in here. What would you like to say about, Alan, about your In Your Eyes to See book? Because obviously it's really helping people.
Okay, as he just mentioned, this is called In My Eyes
keep
to
it
See.
up, yeah.
As he mentioned, this is In My Eyes to See.
Yell
I
if you
use
have to.
a pen name, Dr. Marcus Swade. I love all my books, but this is one of my favorite books because it's a lot of advice in here, a lot of knowledge, and a lot of things that can help you get through life. As I was writing this book, it wasn't all about me making the money. It was about me providing people with advice, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But of course, I do want to get paid. As I mentioned, once again, I'm having a book signing on the 17th at the Book Market in Plainfield, at the Book Market in Crest Hill, Illinois.
On Plainfield. And of course, this book will be available not only there, but also for you to sign as well. Is that right?
Correct.
And they're all available on Amazon. And at the end of the show, we will tell you how to access them on Amazon, because there are, like I said, over 70 of these books. What was the next book you'd like to talk about, Mr. Hines?
Lost in the Poet's Storm. This is one of my urban novels. I have 4 urban novels published, and this book is published under my real name, which is Alan Hines. And as he mentioned, all my books are available on Amazon. If you ever go on Amazon, you have to go directly to the book section and type up my name. This is a
Sounds easy.
Yeah, this is a good book that I flex my creativity in, because it's an urban novel, but it's filled with poets. It's filled with erotica romance. It's filled with money and murder, and it's so adventurous, and it's different from other urban novels. And as I write, I try to always do things authentic and different.
And this definitely is. It is extremely different, I have to say. So it's called Lost in a Poet's Storm. And and what it is, it's not a book of poetry like one of the other books we have here that we promoted before on the show. Oh, Godly Tendencies, right over here. Anyway, but this book is actually about poets who are writing poetry. So this is very amazing. It gets intricate and intimate into the lives of these actual poets. And as I understand, there are even some chapter samples at the end, after the book, where you can explore some of the beginnings of some of the other books to get interested into. And then, of course, like he said, it's all available right on Amazon, as well as at all of the book signings. You can purchase any of the books you like, and not only that, they will then be signed by the author, Mr. Alan Hines. What would be the next book? Oh, yes, we definitely want to talk about this one. Now, I got the title wrong on this last time. It is called African Vampiress. Not African Vampires, I'm sorry. It was African Vampiress, so we're talking about one character. But Alan will tell you a little bit more about this.
So this is my book called African Vampiress. For those that don't know, Vampiress is a nickname for female vampires. I used a different name on here. I used it Faison Darkside. The book is not all the blood sucking and killing like the regular vampire books. It's a little bit about history, little stuff about the Bible. It's just a little knowledge in there, and I use different time frames as well. And I definitely suggest those that read vampire books to give this book a try.
I would have to agree with you 100%. And I definitely can see, especially our viewers, really like that you include things like actual historical events, real history, and parts of, things from the Bible. It really ties it together and makes it very understandable, relatable, and at the same time, you get what you want out of a book about a vampire, but at the same time, you're getting a lot more as well. There's a real adventure to it with the main character. What would be the next one?
So this is one of my books of poetry. It's wrote under my real name.
So now this one is all actual poetry, right?
Yes, all actual poetry. It's Reflection of Love, Volume 2. My books, Reflection of Love, go from 1 to 13. It's 13 volumes of this. I would definitely say that this is one of my best books of poetry, because all the poems are heartfelt. I mean, all my poems are good because I'm the same author, and you have to read my book and see for yourself. But I did some little different stuff in here. Even though it's Reflection of Love, it's not all just love poems. It's stuff about the goodness of God, about the goodness of life, and just good things in general. So I definitely would suggest you go out and, if not purchase this book of poetry, get one of my other books of poetry.
All right, wonderful. And I'm going to have to say that I have only thumbed through this, but this is next on my reading list, because obviously he has over 70 books, so it does take a little bit of time to read through them. But every one of them so far, actually, matter of fact, I bet I could, wow, yeah, okay. Oh, well. Nice, very nice. I see there's some very interesting topics in here. I knew I could just open any page and I would see an interesting topic that was already like, wow. So you really got to check out Reflection of Love. I got it right. Yes.
Yep,
Okay,
that's
good.
volume 2 right there.
And this is volume 2, actually.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look how thick this is. People, this is amazing. You're going to love this. Perfect for riding on a plane, a train, or in an automobile. And if you happen to be, like me, and sometimes you got to spend a couple of days in the hospital, you got to bring a couple copies of something with you. And this stuff is grand. It is very grand. Okay, next on the agenda here.
So this is one of my books of erotica. I have 7 books of erotica published. The first book is just called Sexual Cravings. It doesn't have a volume, but it is volume 1. The other ones are titled volumes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This is volume 6. I write my erotica under the name Mr. Climax. My erotica consists of short stories of erotica. And it's not all about the hardcore erotica scenes. It's romance, it's storytelling, suspense. So if you're looking for a good read, not just about erotica, just in general, I definitely would suggest that you go on Amazon and purchase one of my books of erotica.
And I have to say, I have read this one, and I love it. It is right. It isn't just about the thing you would think it would be about. It does pull you in with the plot. It's got the whole adventure to it from beginning to end. You can't turn it, you can't put it down. And, I think the thing that most people are really going to enjoy about this book in particular is the language that is used in this book. It is not your everyday language, but you will understand every little sentence. You will understand every character. You will understand everything, because I don't know how he does it, but he really, really gets down with the language of what's going on in certain situations. And again, I gotta say, one of my favorites, Sexual Cravings by Mr. Climax, one of Alan Hines' pen name personas. All right, folks. Well, let's see. I guess we'll bring the show to a close here. Once again, all of these wonderful books by Mr. Alan Hines are available on Amazon. And if you would explain loudly, once again, how they're going to find them on Amazon real quick, just so they know.
So when you go to Amazon and looking for my books, you can't just type up the name of the book or my name. You got to go directly to the book section. Once you go to the book section, you type up the name or the title of the book, then it'll come up. Once again, I'm having a book signing Saturday on February the 17th at the book market. It'll be free admission, free food, free refreshments. The location is 2365 Plainfield Road, Crest Hill, Illinois 60403. But before I go, I want to express to you guys the thought of the day. I try to always get people to flex their full potential in life. No matter what you're trying to be, whether a lawyer or a doctor, even if you're trying to work your way up in the company, whatever it is, get out there and do your thing. Don't sit back and let time pass you by and sit back and make excuses why you're not growing and developing life. Get out and make things happen. Do your thing, and later on in life you'll be able to shine.
See what I mean about the language that he uses? I mean, flex your full potential in life. That is really something we can all take to the bank. And that's exactly what that staff member I was talking about, that's exactly how he's acting now once he read In My Eyes to See. Amazing stuff by Alan Hines, fantastic writer. And this has been another episode of Marlboro Man's Minutes to Midnight, brought to you specifically by Heidi's Fortune Pub on the Mag Mile in Berwyn, Illinois, as well as Berwyn Tobacco and Vapes, located also in Berwyn, across the street from the Berwyn Public Library, where we will be doing book signings in the near future. So you can, as a viewer and customer, come and enjoy yourself and hit 2 birds with 1 stone. And as he mentioned at his book signing on the 17th in February, in Crestville at the Book Market on Plainfield. There will be free food and beverages, and I know my audience loves things like that, which is why we always try to provide those types of things. Okay, well, fantastic cats and kittens. We're going to go ahead and sign out now. Anything else you want to say, Alan Hines?
No, once again, I just want to thank everybody for viewing my video. I want to thank everybody for viewing my video, and I hope that y'all will come out to support me in my book signing, or just support me in general by going online and order my stuff. That's pretty much it.
Fantastic, and this has been Marlboro Man from WHAM Radio and New WHAM TV, signing out, folks.